live for the third installment. Might be the fourth, dude. How many videos have I made today? I'm amazing, right? What's up, everyone? I am the hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer and teacher and shaman and seer and oracle, lightworker, Starseed, Earth Angel, mystic medium, psychic witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am your messenger of God, first child of God, the Lilith reincarnated. And the crowd goes wild. I'm also your spiritual psychoanalyst. In order to keep up with me, you had to see what I posted on my community page. My latest, all the live videos, at least for today, and the short I just uploaded. We're gonna leave this energy now. We have spent all day talking about mastering the mind, and that's how it is. And right before I got on here, I felt like there was more to be said. I don't know, more to channel, I suppose. Before I got on here, I saw this video, and it was like, they're jealous of your spiritual authority and your spiritual gifts. You do realize that, right? Like, before I knew that I even had spiritual gifts, people were attacking me for them, right? Such an annoying thing. But anyways, you can see the annoyance in my last video when all I was trying to do was heal my mind. I had no intention on becoming a fucking guru, but I was destined to do so, as you can see clearly. But in order to have anything near my spiritual gifts, as I said in my post, in my community page, you're going to have to do the same work I did. There's no fast route to heaven. I am Hecate. I am the in-between. I am the all-knowing, all-seeing soul, having just a new experience down here, right? At the end of time. I'm here to walk you to the pearly gates. I cannot carry you. You must walk your ass. You cannot carry someone else. You can't bring your kids. They might follow you. It's all about you making the walk. And doing it so gracefully that you make it look better than I did, and somebody else will follow you. Tell somebody how it's done if you figure it out. I figured it out. And I show you what I figured out and how to do it every single day. What I posted, and the main part of how this all works, the recipe to this bullshit, is being heart-driven. Letting your heart be heard. Every time you do what your heart says, opposed to what your mind is telling you, you're setting your soul free. If you do this enough, you will embody your higher self, and now the higher self can take over this fight against the mind with a knowing and a trusting and a believing and a certainty of all the wisdom it had before it got here. You won't be my soul. You're your own soul. But in order to be like that, and by that time you won't need my fucking guidance, you'll be guided by, you'll have your own connection back. But my job is just to get you back to through the awakening. Encourage you to take these steps that listen to your heart. The fall of man is the rise of the divine feminine, which is just nothing more than your feelings, dipshits. It's that heart that Jesus listened to. What makes us intuitive and psychic? Our heart. It's not in the mind. I can't tell you this a million times. I'm giving you all the information to have understanding that I didn't have when all this was happening in my heart. I had to learn these one card at a time. Now, again, we're looking at a pack of tarot. My first tarot cards were these guys. Alright? I learned each card one by one as a soul's journey, a path, just as it was painted out in the Tree of Life, right? Through these cards, you could see where you were in your path of ascension and what you needed to work on, and that's what I teach you. Came like this. They had a 7-card spread to it. It was a little pyramid, I suppose. But all of these are really basic, and it's all based on healing. So I went to the Divine Feminine, the Empress, right? And that's exactly where we're supposed to stay, in receptivity. What does that mean? You're receiving your information from a higher source. That's it. People think that the Divine Feminine doesn't chase, she attracts. No, the Divine Feminine fucking sits still and waits for the right time to move. She's guided. Period. She's guided by a higher source. And that, my friends, is why they feared the women. Because just like Mary, they could speak to a higher source. They had a higher connection to God than men did. Men are welcome to have this connection, but they have to work through their heart. And that's why last I checked, I think it dropped actually to 76% of my following are men. It just averaged out. More women came out. I don't think I'm losing men. I think I'm just getting more women, to be honest. But then I lose the women. This bitch. Alright, bitch. Bye, bitch. So that's all we're doing here. And so I have all of these cards that I've learned one by one. And I always go back to my original teaching was through that book. You know what I mean? Reawakening Your Dark Goddess. What all that means to somebody else that's not the actual dark goddess is going through the layers of your dark feminine feelings that are standing in your way. That's the entrance into the dark night of the soul, is going through your dark feelings, your built up feelings about shit. In order to go through the feelings, you have to see what they're built up from. You know what I mean? You have to break these rocks open completely. I'd say snowballs, but it's not soft shit in there. It's rocks. You know what I mean? It's like opening a layer, an onion. Yeah, made of stone. Seriously. And that's trying to get your heart. Your heart is wicked and it's made of stone, as they always say. So the first starts is just you sitting every day, listening to your heart and doing what it says. Yeah, you have to go on with your life. But you have to make sure that what you're doing, your heart is okay with. Always check in with your heart. You have an ongoing life, and you check in with your heart. Is this what I'm supposed to be doing today? And you'll feel it. You'll feel good about it, or you'll feel some type of gnaw, and you might even see a premonition of why you shouldn't do today. Get a bad feeling, and maybe get an image. But really, you might not get the images, just the feelings. And that's tuning in your clear senses, right? And that's just really what it is. And when it starts calling, you start answering it. And that's where Jesus and God calls to me. And I have this saying I say all the time, because he's had me on my knees, and on my knees and on my toes since we got here. It's like he can wake me up in the middle of the night like Kobe did and say, come on, it's time to go. And I won't have any money in my pocket, and I won't have anything, and I will follow that calling. Because I know that calling, and those things never stood in the way of that calling before. I used those as excuses before out of just fear. I've had to fight those fears too many times. That calling is real, and nothing stands in front of it. That's a calling from your higher self, which is ultimately God. Do this and be free. And it could be simple shit, like my heart called me to finally one day be brave enough to go sing at Red Rocks. It was my dream. And one day out of the, fucking hair up my ass. It's time to do it. Oh man, I'm so scared. Nope, do it today. I'm not even dressed. Jesus, I don't have no makeup on. Why did you do this to me? Today's the day you gotta fight this fear. I want you to have this feeling inside of you to stand on this stage and sing to people. You don't see that. You just see the fear of what the fuck are you talking about, Beavis? But it's really like today I want you to experience this feeling. And you just gotta follow it. And you're like, oh no, I can't do this. Please don't make me do this. And that's it. Your heart is calling you to do some shit. And your mind's telling you no. That's why I always make jokes. But it's not a joke. That's what got me here. Joan of Arc is gonna wake up Joan of Arc, dude. She's gonna remember how to fucking fight and whatever else she fucking knew. She's not gonna know how to be a witch. She's already got a connection with the divine and a fighting spirit. Fucking, Benjamin Franklin's gonna wake up one day and have this fucking vision of what he already built. He's gonna have the blueprint already in his head, not even knowing how he knows, and just get to fucking work. They had lives, not mine, and you had a life before this life. You need to incorporate that. You need that life to live. Period. If you want to live a good life, you need that life. You need the parts of you. You need your soul. Period. You're not soulless. You're just not being guided by it. That's all. I just teach you that. The rest of it, after that, you're connected already. You don't need me. You can hear God's voice fully and teach other people how to hear it. You don't need me for anything else after that. After you're connected back to your soul, you don't need me. But until then, until somebody's fully awoken like me, no, bro. You might be enlightened on a couple of levels, but you still haven't left the 3D. You haven't accessed the 4D, the 5, or way the fuck at the top where I am in between the fucking, I don't know anymore. Last we checked was the 11th dimension. We can't find any information past that. That's where I'm at, between fucking Pluto, Saturn, and Neptune, at the furthest part of the galaxy. The furthest part of the energies that send to this, you know what I mean? I'm out there with them. What do you know about Pluto? What do you know about Saturn? What do you know about fucking Neptune? That's what I try to explain. That's my energy. That's where I'm at. Where the fuck are you? Earth? The final frontier? You're not even in your moon energy, which is in your mind and your emotions yet. You haven't got past, even into it. Took this dive into the dark night of the soul. Once you get there, you're connected with your angels. Then you go into your fucking, what's next? Your Mercury, where you start using your throat chakra and open up, start to speak about these things you see in your, you see and feel, right? And then where does it jump to? That's your archangels. And then you jump over to, I don't remember. This is a whole chart. I mean, the chart's right in front of me, obviously. But that's how this is. It's just layers. So that the tarot was never supposed to be used as that, but we can see where you are. And that's what I'm going to say. So we've been here all day, right? I'm not going to use these cards. We'll get a brand new pack. Why? Because each of them are different. They tell it, you know what I mean? They have the same meaning, but that's why there's so many, because the visualization, right? So if you're a visionary like me, oh shit, we pulled totally different cards. Where are we at? This is a one card. So in the beginning, we don't shuffle them. We take them one card at a time. So this is where we are in this deck. We're at the 8 of Pentacles, which sounds good because that's about mastery and hard work, typically. But everything in this deck is super dark. And that's where it is. Each of them have a basic same meaning, but they tell you a different level. It's like a different layer to this. That's why you can't just read the same ones over and over, because that means you're never progressing. And it's okay to go back into these other ones. That's what I mean, too, is to see. So, like, when we're in these, you're always going to get, the cards I just pulled, you're always going to get a lighter version from me. The further I go into my tarot, you'll see how I get more aggressive with the energy. Really? Yeah, until I get to this bullshit. This is some dark-ass shit. This is the type of shit that gives you nightmares. Really? I've noticed. Haven't you? 8 of Pentacles. This is the realm. Position is earned, not given. That's me, bro. And that's it, is people want to test my spiritual authority, but they can't even fade my mental capacity. Like, you don't have the understanding for this, because you're stuck in the context of your 3D mind. So there's no way you can even possibly understand how an 11th dimensional mind gets that way, where it can leave the conscious structures. You haven't even dealt with what's standing in your way, which is your fucking thoughts. To run around calling me crazy is your projection of what they call you. And it's a lack of understanding fully. That's all it is. Crazy is just an ignorant person on the other side that doesn't understand what they're dealing with. They're not crazy, you're just ignorant. And that's what I tried to explain today. It's like, no, I had a personality disorder that I worked through. And by working through my entire personality and shutting it down by the help of, with nothing more than spiritual studies, I was able to access the spiritual realm by shutting down the mind. And I had a more fractured mind than other people have. But it wasn't that simple because of the fact of the amnesia. So now I have to keep repairing it as it triggers off throughout, my experiences. And so I'm constantly refighting it to show you how to do it. This is how, so you can fight yours through your every thought. But you can't be like this without doing it. And that's Wolfman. He really wants my powers. He's ready to beg Lucifer. He's ready to do anything but turn to Jesus. How do you think the dark goddess came back to life? Only through the blood of Christ and through his message. Only if I could accept the message of forgiveness, that I'd been forgiven and that's why I'm given this chance, and that I owe it to the world to give them another chance, despite everything they've done to me, then that alone gets me out of hell. Because I, the Lilith, have never hated there's no other being on this planet that has ever hated mankind more than me. So to say that he can't change your heart, that's bullshit. To say that you can't forgive someone, that's bullshit. I sit here all day having to find a way to forgive people that never even asked, that don't, according to your standards and judgments of this earth, deserve it. But then again, I, as the Lilith, was never deserving of the kingdom of God. So says your books. Cast it out. As you casted out everyone, who is worthy? That one way, right? No. It's through your heart. It's the only way. Forgiveness, kindness, compassion, and understanding. Of course, the 10 fucking commandments. Don't be out here stealing and killing and cheating and lying and fucking, you know what I mean, coveting and all of that, being lazy and all that bullshit. Have a life, live with morals and values. But ultimately, it's that simple. You can't be me. I will do this for years and years and years and years. There will always be some fucking cockroach that wants to climb out and think they're so fucking magical and powerful and try to take on the fucking dark and the light at the same time. God's chosen. I'm just here to teach you, but don't think for 1 minute that I'm meek or weak. I'm doing it His way. And that's why there's all restraints. Because if I was to have my way with you, and I have in many lifetimes, your children's children wouldn't even be alive. You wouldn't have made it this far. You wouldn't even make it this far. And as funny as that is, I thought I'd come here with some enjoyment to watch you all burn to death in all sorts of ways, to watch you suffer for all the fucking insanity that your families have caused, your devastation, the fucking sickness that you spread across this place. I have took nothing but joy in watching the destruction of mankind in my past lives. I thought this would be the best show ever, but because of my change of heart, I feel really bad for you. But nevertheless, I came for the show. I might have to, look the other way to the smell of your burning flesh. And that's really what it is. The books are the books are the books. You just don't want to read the books. You just don't want them to be true, because that means that you're not true. You're not true of heart. You're not a good person. You're not guaranteed to go to heaven. Your children are fucking cursed, and your parents are wicked. You don't want to read those books, bro. The books I bring here. I'm meant to offend your way of life because you know it's offensive to the way of life. You know you're wrong. That's why you don't go to church, because they make you feel condemned. The only problem with their story is they make you feel like you can't be redeemed, and that you need them to redeem you. No, you need to clean your heart. Simplistically. And that's where you deny science the ability to come in and help you. They know what you're working with. You deny medicine. You deny yourself any kind of fucking, mental health care, emotional health care. You deny yourself in your own wicked fucking lifestyles that you know you hate. You sit there and cry, or you space out, or you daydream, and you waste days, and you hate where you live, and you just keep pushing through it, and you just don't want to be free. Where is hell if it's not here, living in your house? Coming out of your mouths, going through your eyes, all through the phones. Where is this place where people suffer more than here? Where people sin more than here? Where people kill? Where babies die? Where everything is on fire and it's all anarchy and everybody hates everybody? Where is this place if it's not here on earth? Is this your heaven? Or you think heaven's in the sky? You mean past the clouds in the galaxies? Have you not learned your planets? On what planet is this heaven that you so seek? You've created hell on earth. I'm here to help you clean it up, but ultimately, we can't do shit until it burns down to the ground. Whoever's left standing is part of the cleanup crew. I'm here for the ones that are true of heart, that make it through it. The rest of them, no, they'll walk straight into it. It's so proclaimed. I think it was something crazy. Unbelievable amount of numbers. All I said was, 144,000 chosen. I lead them, but I don't know how many more other than that. And that, knowing that number, you just kind of like, you hope. There's too many of you. How many of you will not accept this message? How many of you never accepted Jesus already? And then the ones that did, are they going to conform to the real Jesus way, to the Christ consciousness, not the fucking programming and the traditional ways of the church, but to actually walk the way he said? They study it, but they're not it, and you know they're not. All over the world, I will challenge them, and that's why I'm not running to go for fame and fortune. I'm not running to run this fucking stake straight through their hearts. The 7 churches shall fall. Revelations, bro, they all fall. They're all judged for their false fucking teachings and their false hearts. They ran around in the fucking false image of the fucking Son of God. And they have judgment coming to them. And to anyone else that will not exhibit kindness, forgiveness, understanding, compassion, and love for thy fellow man will burn in these end days, bro. And why wouldn't we want them to? Why would we want any other less people? It's not about color. It's about character. Those are the people of the future. We want to have heaven on earth. That's what we need. People like Christ. Not people that study him and wear him around their necklace and a big gold chain. We need people like Christ, people like Buddha. We need people like Mother Cabrini. We need people like Pac. We need people like Kobe. We need fucking people like Martin Luther King. We needed people like fucking Abraham Lincoln. I don't know why he always stands out. That dude always stands out in these fucking, when I start listing history. We need JFK. We need the people that stood against people for people. Not people that tore up people. That's what we need. The future generation should only be made of kindness, forgiveness, understanding, compassion, and love. Those are the only people I want to be around in the future. Those are God's people. People that can exhibit this shit on a regular, just let it flow out of them without saying, hey guys, without doing all that extra fucking faking shit. If you can't just be that kind of person to any person on the type of street, to take your shirt off your back, to help an elderly across the street, to fucking, you know what I mean, to help anybody, if you can't be Jesus-like, bro, then we don't need you. You're a damned nation. If you can't walk in those principles, bro, it's just a good person. What is a good person, bro? What makes you a good father? Are you kind? Are you forgiving? Are you compassionate? You show them love? Are you understanding? Oh, you don't have a connection with your children. Then that doesn't make you a good father. I'm sorry. In the eyes of God, no. You're morally right against who? Philosophies of man? Is this really difficult? As I'm saying this, I am so focused on Jesus. My eyes have not left that card. It's like, this isn't hard, bro. And they were preaching this shit for 2,500 years before I got here. Before I woke up. Because I wasn't preaching it. They have been trying to reach you and teach you, and you're fucking fallen ancestors. How many of you were not born with any kind of religious upbringing where you have no idea about God or a connection or even any of the stories we talk about? That's your parents' ignorance. Their refusal to learn about God. How about your grandparents? Were they kind of Catholic or, you know what I mean, Roman, you know, what am I hearing? Or Irish Catholic and shit. Were they something? Did anybody in your family line ever praise God? That's your answer. Do you want to change the curse of your family? Do you want to be the one to break it? Not the first millionaire. That really helps your family. Now they become greedy. And it shows your greed. Like, yeah, that saves generational what? Poverty? What about the curses that cause the poverty? Marshall, how is Haley or Elliot going to get to heaven when nobody takes them to church to learn about God? They just walk around saying, I know God and I'm going to get to heaven and God, and God loves me and I can do whatever I want. And, we're like, do they have any understanding whatsoever? Have you taught your children or your children's children about God? No, because you didn't know God, right? Your mom didn't know God. You don't know your father. How far does this go? How many of you cursed seeds are here that refuse to turn to God just like your fucking parents? Your father's 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 fathers. My mom was an ungodly bitch. She was terrified of death. She had went from Catholic to Christian and everything. And on her dying, she was searching for the afterlife. Watching ghost tales and everything. Had no idea what happened when she died because she knew she lived a shit-ass life. She knew that judgment day was going to come. God's faithful. He made her a dog. You want to live like a fucking dog? You want to be a whole bitch? A whole dog? That just lays around? Fine, you're going to be her loyal dog, bitch. Oh, he's a good dad. He's a good fucking father. He gave her a chance. Some of you know, just destroy it. You won't take, your energy will never exist again. You'll never take form again. Well, they say that, according to the Palladians, they'll move the karma, this hell, to another location. According to man's direction, I think you're going to Mars. I'm not really caring because I'm not going to be there. I'm not in your future. Your future's in your future, which is your karma. If you clean it up now, if you act now, you won't have to live another shitty life somewhere else. Don't worry, you won't remember it. You'll just keep reacting it like Russ over there from the beginning of time. You just live in a fucking shit-ass fucking place of your mind, never breaking your patterns, in a place of fear. Alright, let's go into this. So, yeah, my spiritual authority is that I was firstborn. I'm his firstborn. I'm not the best at it. By Jesus was the best. You know what I mean? That's it. He was better at it. He was better at being God than me. Oh well. What kind of God are you? Oh, ungodly. Lovely. Moving on. Feel offended. Please feel free to exit and go back to the fires of your damnation. Eight of Pentacles. In the realm, and that's like, where's your high and mighty? I sit next to the highest throne. Is there anything higher than the ascending masters and God that I sit next to? And you're mad that I don't want to sit next to you and you're fucking foreign? Because you're on some fucking stupid fucking material shit, bro? I'm going for the Dodge Caravan. Where'd that come from? I don't know. I was teasing Lewis with one, his biggest fear. Be a soccer dad. I thought you could run, bitch. I'm going to give you a whole nest of kids. Men's fears. I'm afraid to be a father. I'm afraid to commit. I'm afraid to raise children. Dude, you got some fucked up ass fears. What does it take to be a father, bro? If I asked all of you that, you're going to say something fucking stupid like making money. That's how much you don't know about being a father. Because you don't know our Father and how he is a father. So how could you possibly be a father? Yours was great. I'd like to meet him. I'd like to meet this great guy that created such a great, fucking seed. Who is this? Who am I talking to? Let me meet your dad. You're fucking stupid, bro. That goes back to like someone like Big Sean. The rest of you. You praise that you were fucking poor and fucking everything, and then you come out here and say your parents were great. Bitch, they were the reason you were poor, because they couldn't do great things. They left that greatness on your fucking lap. And you want us to fucking clap? Because you're carrying them? They carried you for 9 months and you got to carry them for the rest of their life? Is that how this works? Does it feel good? Mm-hmm. Who else are you carrying? Carry this. Anyways, moving forward. Resources must be marshed, no, that was 7 Pentacles. In this realm, position is earned, not given. To wear the mask of the healer, you must be ready to bring yourself to the very brink of death. And that's it. How did I heal? Did you die? It's an ego death. I told you the whole story in the last video. The traditions of the past must have much to teach. You must take up the quill again, dipping it over and over until it ceases, until the ceaseless grid and the pounding of your own blood in your head wears away all the self-doubt. Did you hear that, bro? You got to get back to work. And that's what? Back in your mind. The traditions of the past have much to teach. You must take up the quill, which is the pen, again, dipping it over and over until the ceaseless grid and the pounding of your own blood in your head, which is your thoughts, wear away all self-doubt. And that's really what it is, dude. You know, this weekend, I had so many fears. I saw it on Thursday, and I'm like, all right, you can do it. I couldn't have done it before then. The energy was ripe. I felt like I could do it. The confidence levels were super high because of the Aries energy. I felt like I could do this. I didn't have, and my mind wasn't, and that's what I said. My mind didn't turn on the whole time, guys. It never got in my way. Not one fear. I don't know if it just, they turned it off, and that's what I said. It was amazing. I could do this. I wanted to do this. And for once in my life, my mind didn't get in my way. I was able to do something that I've been wanting to do for a long, long time. And by doing that, I told you it had a cosmic effect because I freed my soul. That's the Lilith you let out. And it's not like I went all wild on it because I was terrified in my skin. I was just trying to experience it without, I was fearful of everything. I told you I was to begin with. But I did it, and I hope to do it better next time. But I, at least, you know what I mean? I fought the fear, and that's every weekend, dude. They'll ask me to quit a job. They'll ask me to fucking stand up to a person. They'll ask me to give up something. Every weekend they find another thing that I'm scared of to push me over that edge of being afraid. Every week? Yeah, where are we at today? It's Tuesday. I don't know. It's all about minds. They haven't given me something. I mean, my mind's flexing a little bit, but not too much. It's got a lot of faith and a lot of confirmation. Right now, this is that part where the silence turns into sabotage. And I need to have as much faith in people as I do. I need to have faith and include people in my faith. Because when I bring people in, it's just like my mind doesn't trust people. I'm trying to trust the situation that I'm being seen. And with that, it's like trying to trust a person. And that's hard. I don't trust people. I try real hard, but then I'll see something and it makes me trigger and shut down. I can't trust you anymore. I don't trust you anymore. You lied to me. You showed me something, and then you showed me something different. And you might not even have meant to do it, but I had a perception of you, and now you shifted, and now I don't know who you are, and I'm scared that you might be lying to me all the way. I don't know who you are. I don't like those moments, bro. I don't like shifty fucking people. And that's why I only seek authentic relationships, where I know you're not going to switch up on me. I can't stand that, bro. It's like you're pretending. Like, you'll be one thing with me, and then somebody will walk up and you turn into something else, and I don't even know what I'm looking at. That's a shifty person. It's like you were talking to me one way, but then you're talking to them another way, which makes me wonder, who's the real you? Yeah, I don't like that shit. That's that shit I don't like. Alright, keywords. Careful study, apprenticeship, diligent work, drudgery. Yeah, what we do on page 44 is drudgery. I can teach you, but you have to be dedicated to your own healing. It's not to me. It's to you. I'm dedicated to healing you. Why? Because if you heal, then there's somebody else out there like me. We'll be the only healed motherfuckers out here with fucking super gifts. The more you heal, the more you become like me. And there's nobody like me. And I don't have nobody until somebody does this shit. So it's like really give and take. I really want to give this to you. And what I get back from it is a friend. I promise, when you're healed, you're not going to abandon me and be mean to me and run away from me and do shit like that. The healed you would never hurt somebody. And you're not going to hurt the person that helped you. You know what I mean? So I have nothing to lose in dedicating myself to somebody's healing, as long as they're dedicated to it. And that's what I told Russ, dude, as long as you do it, it works. Just don't give up on yourself, and this never stops. You'll never stop getting better. You'll never stop getting better until you until you give up on yourself. And the day that it's done, you know, that's how I see Kobe. I'm going to close this up pretty soon. It's like, when I'm done getting better, that means that I'm as good as I can get, and there's nothing else I need to accomplish. I've literally got to a place where I'm as good as I can be. I got to the absolute best version of me. Do I need to stay here and experience being me for too long? Or just what it felt like to be me, fully me, once again, and then let it go. So that's what I mean. When I get to that best version, then I'm done. We're constantly going to, being a better version of ourselves. Whole, more free, more vibrant, more. And that's why people say I'm too much. Are you serious? I'm working towards becoming so much more. Really? Yeah. But it's hard work. And careful study and the apprenticeship. Yeah, who wants to learn? You want to do an internship? It's not that I can't teach you. The question is, can you learn? And can you take in the information and can you apply it? That's what makes education. That's what education is. And this is definitely a higher level of education. Where am I supposed to go from here? So we got that, the Eight of Pentacles. Master of Swords. That's the hard work we do. Can we get a real story around here? Yeah, I guess not. I don't want to do another invocation. It's an archangel. Fine. How did I know that? Ooh, Gabriel's still there. Ace of Cups. We're still in that love energy. Is there anything better than love? What's next? Uriel. Ace of Pentacles. New beginnings. Do you know Uriel? I probably should teach you about Uriel. And that's it too. I went through the Archangels Ascending Oracles. That's where I learned all these higher level chakras. That's where I learned the color coordinations. I didn't really pay attention to the sigils, but I learned a lot of the healing qualities and all of the archangels from all the different cultures. Yes, I told you those are a very good way to start your ascension. It's all in that though. The ascension is that. You know what I mean? Alright, where are we at? Turn to it. Uriel, God who inflames. Yeah, we're on fire. Invocation. Oh man, what the fuck is that word? I can't really see it either. Flamiscae, no, Flamiscae, Igne, it says Carnitas. I was about to say Carnitas. Are you saying Carnitas? No, he said chorizo. Oh, I want some chorizo. Saying chorizo. It's not chorizo. What is that from? I don't know. Some fucking movie. Archangel Uriel transmits an active and dazzling energy, focused and direct towards expansion on the plane of manifestations. Right? Manifestations are real world. Uriel can also represent the ability to handle all issues related to our bodies, work, and social relationships, and the material world, always keeping our eye on higher and broader work. That's it. We take care of that. We should keep our eye on God and our broader work, and they take care of all the little shit. Yep, really. His action could lead to sudden change, not always desired, reminding us how nature shows and gives lessons in the time we are allowing in the world so that our inner temple becomes gold and reflects in our outer one. And that's it, dude. They push you. Say it again. I told you. His action leads to sudden change. Towers. Not always desired. Reminding us how nature, the outside world, shows and gives lessons in the time we are allowed in this world, so that our inner temple, which is our soul, becomes gold and reflects in the outer one. Told you, that's exactly what I said. Alright, it's 75. Archangels. Tarot is sent as the Ace of Pentacles, so that's new beginnings. Planet is Uranus. Sign is Aquarius. Erotesic is the Ace of Pentacles. I could have told you all that if we could remember all these. Again, memory is a game around here that I don't play well. But we're supposed to be learning all these symbols. We could have known all that if we know all these symbols. Really? Yeah. 75. Here's his sigil. So if you saw that, you knew that was a sign of Uriel. Really? I can prove it. Watch this. Where's that book? Can I just get the book and not... Nope. Damn it, Beavis. I did this last time. Wasn't this yesterday? I did this. Rekabel. Number 11. I know. I need to talk to you guys about the Palladians, because it's a full moon and shit. Who am I looking for? Uriel. There he is. I told you. There he is with the pentagram and shit, too. On fire. On fire. And he's in that red chakra, which means what? Red is our what chakra? Our root. Reality. You guys enjoying this? Are you learning? I told you, it's hidden everywhere. How did I find it? One card at a time. I put it all together. That's how my whole intro turned into all those words. It's like, I'm not just one thing, I'm all these fucking things. Oh, and I got a cramp in my leg. Where'd I go to? Actuariel. Uriel, what's your number? 6. Yeah, he's in the very beginning of the bullshits. Salvation. He offers you salvation. Hey, it's very Jesus-like. Alright, there's his sigil. Watch. See? Oh, they're different. Why is his sigil different from this sigil?
Why do you say it like that? It's sigil.
Fine, sigil. Why can't I just be American? Oh my god, it's the giant, it's the red giant of Scorpio. Are you serious? Yeah, I saw it. Antares, red cedar, mandarin, red topaz. Grounding, stability, physical strength, vitality, forgiveness, patience, emotional healing, tenacity, and success. Told you, base chakra. Is that his sign? Maybe it's the other one. Do any of these look like that? I don't know. We could pull out a bunch of books. I feel like I trust this more than I trust this. Why? Look at the pictures. That doesn't mean anything. It could have been a good editor. Just kidding. Alright, anyways, let's talk about him. He's bringing salvation. Uriel's name means fire of God or flame of God. As the vibrant firefly that plumes coming from his palms in the image of him as a gentle Balinese man on the card suggests. Uriel is the keeper of the flame of divine love. He teaches us the path of salvation, helps purify our hearts, and release lower energies such as guilt and anger, which may cloud our judgment. Call upon Uriel to help resolve arguments or bring forgiveness and healing. As this is happening, my heart is like whoosh. And healing into tense situations. He can help you start afresh and let go of hurts and grudges. And that's where it is it's like hard to forgive sometimes. Why? Because it keeps resurfacing in your mind. It keeps coming back in your mind, so your heart keeps plaguing you. And all you need to do is go back to it and find a forgiving thought about it, and then it won't come up like that. Change your mind, change how it feels. Also known as the angel of the earth, Uriel watches over our planet and the elements. He is the supreme counselor and one of the wisest of the archangels, so you can ask him to assist whenever you have an interview or exam, and if you need to answer to a difficult question. He'll sharpen your senses, so the answers you are seeking pop into your head. I got to download. That's when I started talking. Right before I came up here, homegirl was like, hey, have you heard of this and that and the other? I was all, no. She's like, yeah, it's a temp agency, and they do paid daily, and you do like 4-hour shifts and stuff. Some of the grocery stores, places like that. It's just contracted work. You could pick it up, throughout the day, whatever your schedule is. So you serious? It's like, I'm always looking for some gypsy work. It's like, yeah. She's like, and I get a super bonus if I refer you. I was like, bitch, send it. So I'm gonna go do this, and she's like, as soon as I do any of their one, she gets a bonus. And it's like, that's cool. Because in essence, again, I need some holiday cash, but I don't want to, just like her, we can't commit. It's not that, like, as I said that. It's like we can't commit to that many hours to a constructed schedule at this particular time in our lives. We need flexibility. It's not that we don't need money, and it's not that we don't have skills. We just can't fit in. And that's why I was like, 2 nights a week, I can do that. That'll still let me live. No, these people were trying to kill me with those 2 nights. Seriously? Yeah, stupid shit. And that's why everybody thought it was perfect. It looks good on the outside, but I'm telling you, these places run like a fucking... I can't run with these people. I got her good, dude. I'm going to remember that 30 years from now. Remember that girl that thought she was going to train you and you ditched her there for not training you? And you sent her that message? That's going to be like that message I sent to Tree. Oh, God, please don't remind me. Some of these things. I'm glad the memory isn't that bad. Anyways, moving on. The angel. So ask him to assist wherever you have an interview or exam. Oh, yeah. So anyways, that was maybe not unrelated, but something came through for me, and I was just sitting there burning sage. They just pulled up, and her son loves to talk to me. These kids, dude, your kids, you'll be jealous of it. You'll question it for sure. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. They like me. They sense it. They sense the kid on me, dude. Kids fucking love me, dude. I talk to them, and then they just, like, they see me as a whole kid. Like, they're like, don't talk to her. Like, they see me as a kid, bro. And I talk to him as a kid. It's fine. But anyways, she pulled up, and the kid rolled down his window with his little McDonald's thing. He said, I just got home from school. And I'm like, right on. So we started, and she's like, and that started the conversation. But I'm telling you, I'll be sitting there, and it'll be your kids that come up and force you, don't talk to her. God, I hate when they go talk to her. The kids love me. Sorry, not my fault. They love me. God loves me. It's your fault. Anyways, moving on. Message. Let go of anger and unforgiveness, and let my flame of love illuminate your heart. It can free you from emotional pain. If you do not know the right words to say, call upon me, and I will speak through your heart. Hey, asking for forgiveness is harsh. I've had to do it. Dude, I fucking had to tell Allie like 700 times, I'm sorry. He doesn't forgive me. Or maybe he does. He seemed very unforgiving. I had to apologize to him a million times because I could just sense he was still not... I was like, come on, Allie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I called you gay. I'm sorry that I thought you were gay. Are you gay? And that's what he doesn't like, is that my mind can't tell me and I don't know. He's really mad at me for not knowing better. How could you say that? I tried to explain to you why my mind thought that. You don't like that. My mind worked that way, and I'm sorry it does. But I apologized over and over. I went back into twin flame. I was like, I'm sorry. And he sent me back a meme. It's been 84 years. Meaning, dude, you're going to have to just forgive me. Why can't you just forgive me? I don't mean it. Unless I mean it. And then I'll tell you, I fucking mean it. Have I ever said that, really? I fucking mean it. I don't know. I don't know. But, I mean, this is really hard. It's hard on both parts. And that was, some of them you can't even... like I'm seeing my sister. I couldn't ask for forgiveness. All I could do is express that I knew I was wrong. Saying I'm sorry wasn't going to make it better. And she wasn't ready to talk. You know what I mean? And there's nothing really to talk about after you hurt somebody that bad with your words. You can just only hope that they understand that you understand they were wrong and maybe forgive you. You can't push people to forgive you. You know what I mean? I can't push people to forgive me for being sick. There's no reason for you to treat me or say those things to me. I know. And that's it. It's like, you know what I mean? It's your choice. It's a power you have. But at the same time, why can't you just forgive someone? Let them free. Let yourself free. You mean you want to hold me to the fire, Russ? For fucking rejecting you? My spirit knew you weren't going to be able to do this job. Look at you. It wasn't wrong. You spent all this time trying to prove that you could be my husband and, you know what I mean, and be a father. And you turned into a whole fucking child. Russ, a sugar daddy. It was more heartbreaking for me than you to accept that you couldn't be this man. The whole time you were still trying to fucking prove it, I was crying about the fact that God said you couldn't do it. Just as bad as Bobby. That's all I want. But he tried to tell me straight to my face, I'm not going to be what you want. It hurt me more than it hurt you guys, bro, to accept that you couldn't be what I thought. But trying to prove that you are it is stupid, because if you were, then it wouldn't have gone like this. And that's just the fucked up truth. And that's it too. It's like, I forgive you for being an asshole. And you have to be forgiving to all this bullshit, bro. You know what I mean? Nicki Minaj, we gotta forgive her bullshit. We gotta forgive Trump. We gotta forgive everybody all the time for their ignorance, for their hatred, for just the ways. Why? Because most of it's taught. Their fucking parents taught them to be bigots, fucking racist, fucking, you know what I mean? Fucking all this shit, bro. Your fucking parents made you this way. And their parents and their parents. You're so fucking cursed. I really hope for you. I hope your children will come out like this. All fucking narrow-minded, all fucking unforgiving, all fucking selfish and fucking self-loathing with no fucking confidence, searching for love in a fucking loveless world. I really hope they don't come out like that. I hope no other generation has to live like this. But here they come. More of them. Uriel is one of the top 3, bro. He was one of the ones that came. Really? You know, I didn't need Raphael. Raphael's one, you know, he's one of the top, and we'll speak of him. But it was Gabriel and Michael and Uriel that came to get me. God sent 3 angels. They gave him weird names. I don't know why. I guess that was the Jewish way. I don't know why they gave him those names. They had to call him something, I suppose. Let's just give him a fictitious name, I guess. But yeah, Uriel was one of them. It was those 3. But they didn't speak. The voice of God was Gabriel. So I know them well. And when I returned the spirit of Lucifer, just the spirit, a piece of it, that laid here in the ground, that was laid to rest in the ground, that lives in the ground, where people like walk over it and get possessed and, you know, do terrible things. That spirit, when I pulled that spirit out of the ground and I placed it back in the kingdom, it was this beautiful thing where he stood next to his brothers. The spirit. Again, the spirit is not in one form. It can be in many forms, so that's just a part of the spirit. Horcruxes. Whereas most of the spirit lays over there in little ass fucking Russ. Little ass angry Lucifer, God's little morning star. I see why he loves you so much. You're fucking hilarious. I couldn't understand it. Why do you love him so much? He's so annoying. Oh, look at my little beauty with his little Goldilocks. He looks like a fucking pirate, if you ask me. I'd be teasing him. It's like, realistically, we're supposed to be lovers, but we're more like sister and brother. And that's pretty much how it was in biblical times. A lot of that kind of, there was a limitation on humanity at that point. And that's what I said. If we were the last living souls on this planet, they're doomed, bro. Not this time. Not never. I will kill you, and we will watch humanity die. I will watch humanity die with me. That's pretty hardcore, right? Do you forgive him? I'm all forgiving. It's just a lot of shit. And that's what I was like, dude, if I had to face him, I'd have to really work hard at this. I don't really work too hard at it from here. I just have fun. Alright, so there's all these guided meditations. Become the angel. You can become the essence of Uriel by being compassionate and forgiving human being. Sometimes we may hold unforgiveness within our subconscious where we are not aware of it. Bro, if I can get this far, I didn't get this far. And that's what it is. I can't let something like that. That's like 2 years ago. Forgiveness was the portal 2 years ago. If you want to even get to another portal, you got to go through that portal. Forgiveness for yourself and forgiveness for others. And when you get past there, it's going to be a lot of forgiving God. I don't blame you, bro. I blame God. I take it all on God. I know where the fuck the source of all this power is. I know where all this comes from. He didn't make you do it, but he didn't stop you either. And that's where it is. It's like, hold on a second. It's like, you know, he'll use people to fulfill his, you know what I mean? He does. It's like, who's the devil? Realistically. And that's what it is, temptation. You know what I mean? And that's it. It's like, you know, you're going to prove yourself by your heart, not by your actions. And that's where they had it all fucked up. The church thinks you can buy your way into heaven by good deeds. No, you got to be a good person, dipshit. Do this process to help bring up any stuck emotions so you can heal and forgive yourself and others. Connect to your physical body and call upon Archangel Uriel. Tune into your body and see if you can sense any lower vibrations or feelings. Do you sense any guilt, shame, or unforgiveness within you? Not until I see some shit that I'm shameful about. I don't have any at the moment. Am I ashamed? Am I shameful? Do I have any guilt or unforgiveness? I can't. I really can't. I can't hold those lower vibrations. They come in and I have to deal with them right away. I have a full understanding that everything can be forgiven. How do you get to a place forgiving? Understanding. The more you understand not what they did, but why they did it, the more forgiving you can be. You're so focused on what they did to you, but you don't know why they did it. If you could step out of your pain, which is what they did to you, and see the bigger picture of what was happening, why they did it, where they were coming from when they did it, you can find forgiveness. So you're like, I see this image of, one of my child rapes. Why did he do it? I mean, really? We want to understand why a man was raping a child at the bar? Easy prey, I would think. Nobody's looking. He's at the bar. He's turned on. There's a lot of male predators at the bar. Women are looking for love. This is not new, bro. They just happen to find, a helpless child. I'm sure there's probably a few stories of that. And that's where these sex trafficking stories come from. Was I sex trafficked? Not fully, but I have memories of her, sending me with somebody and they didn't have money. So I guess in essence, it's like, she knew. I don't want to say it, but it's like, yeah, she was pimping me out. How many times? I don't know. I only have a couple memories. I hope there's not more, but I won't know unless they come out. Like, damn, that's bullshit. Well, she was a fucking teen prostitute. That's where you're like, how could they? It's normalized, bro. You start to learn why people are, You don't take it so personal. You don't take what they did personal. You look at them as a person and you realize that you are just in a line of their fire. That literally they are like ultimately just dangerous to themselves and others. Really? Yeah. I don't have my brothers and sisters' memories. I can only see it out of my two little eyes when I see them. But who knows what else they took out on them? Or drug them through? Or what they remembered? Really? Yeah, bro, she put us in danger. A lot. Just getting high. She'd go to fucking house parties or, bars and grills. And, she'd be drinking and doing drugs. And we were just left as fresh prey to all the drug addicts and drunks that were there. While she was partying in a room, they're all doing cocaine in a room. Here's the kids on the couch. My brain, that's why it's like the abuse never stopped. That's how I ended up in really bad marriages and couldn't save myself, because I still had my child response mechanisms. As a child, this is how I handled it. So when it happened as an adult, the same mechanism turned on. So then you fast forward, and I'm just trying to make love to a man that I love, and it turns off. It's a mechanism, a protective mechanism from childhood trauma. My brain automatically turns off because it recognizes this as a trauma from when I was very young. And continually, it started to get some of these memories. That one about my ex-husband haunts me. I told Bobby, and then I told, I don't know who else, but then I told the internet, and it was freeing, but it was so condemning. What was it? I had this memory. I was like 9 months pregnant. 8, 9 months. It was right before I left. It was like the night before I left. I couldn't take it. And he put a fucking laptop on my fucking back, bro. And he shoved my face into the pillow and was just fucking me. Well, I was 9 months pregnant, and I was too big for it, and I was in pain. But he was just taking it out on me. That was a harsh memory, bro. How could I let someone do that to me? Well, obviously I didn't. I left the next day, but what else before that? You know what I mean? Anything to just keep him happy. Whatever. And you look at all of that, and it's like, the trauma of sex. It's just like, first off, no, I can't remember it, but I don't want to forget it, and I'm terrified of it. I have a fear that comes over me because of childhood trauma. My body remembers, I don't remember. It gets very tense and very scared, and it starts doing things to protect me. Right? So, that's what sucks. It's like, fuck. I can't change the past. I can only make it better for the future. And the forgiveness comes from fucking memories like that, bro. All kinds of shit-ass memories. Terrible fucking memories, bro. I have to forgive myself. I have to forgive them. And I have to forgive God. How could you let this happen to me, God? And that's where people get to this hatred with God. It's like, I was a good person, and you let this happen to me. Don't you love me? Yeah, he does. It's not about the pain, it's about the lesson. Realistically, all the beatings and everything I took, I don't remember the pain. It's just the emotional feeling that's left over it. I could see myself getting beat by my mom, but I don't feel that on my face. I don't feel that on my arms. I don't feel it on my body. I feel it in my heart. And if we can change our heart, then we don't feel bad anymore. But I had to keep doing that through this whole stage. Every time I'd find something, it was just kind of unforgivable, all of them. And so as I keep going and people are just really dipshits all the way along the way and I keep getting my feelings hurt, I just have to continue to be forgiving and learn how to, handle my feelings better. I put myself out there, but I'm not supposed to close myself off. And yeah, I get kind of, people use me pretty bad, but they're just using themselves. I was a good person, and now they don't have a good person. They didn't need to use me. I would have stuck around and helped them out forever. There was no reason to use me, abuse me, reject me, or neglect me. That's just stupid. Like going back to rest, there's no reason for you to do this. You could pick up the phone and just ask me, and then there wouldn't be all this tension about you stealing. And I could tell you something better to do with it than the shit you come up with. I was thinking about writing a song about what happened to you last week. Yeah? Did you hear some of those punchlines? I got some ideas. Write this. This would be cool. What's the beat? You need to turn up the tempo. Do you have some drums on that shit? And that's just it. It's like, I don't mind, but when you're doing it, you're just abusing my love, my you know what I mean? What I have to give, then it's sour. You're a sour-ass person, bro. You can't just be kind about it. It's too prideful to come and ask for credit, you know what I mean? Do you mind if I write about this? You've never asked once. Starting with nasty. I told him. The only memory I had of sex was, I hate saying this, is remembering Bobby put the tip in, and I blacked out. And I told him that, and then he goes and makes nasty. I love the sound of when the tip goes in. I couldn't believe he did it, bro. That's never been said in a song ever. It came straight out of my mouth. My fucking pain, my fucking sadness, my everything, my fantasy, everything. He just pours it out in this dirty song called Nasty. And the motherfucker hits 1 million fucking views within 2 days. I wanted to kill him. And he never stopped after that. He realized that writing about me, and that's what it is. I'm his muse. And I did not find it amusing at all. She didn't even ask. And you fuck up the stories, and you make them sound trashy, and you dilute it with your own energy, trying to make it personal when it's not. Why can't you just tell someone else's story honestly? Trying to make it all about you. It's never about you. And you trying to use names all the time, dropping names. You think it's funny to drop clever names. That's not a punchline. That's you trying to fucking reach all the time. Trying to rap names of places and people and designers is not rapping. You have nothing better to talk about than locations, people, and things. Like, seriously, that's all he does is he tries to use them. That's what he broke down in his last song. He was like, he had to break down the punchlines because nobody got them. They didn't make sense. He was like, no, well, this means this. Why shouldn't you make it apparent enough that you don't need to run a class on what you just explained? And that's Marshall. They don't listen to his music because they can't keep up. They don't understand what the fuck you're talking about. First off, you're talking too fast. They don't know what you're saying. You think it's cute to talk over people and talk real fast, but you're talking faster than the beat and not with it. So they don't know what you're saying. To a child like me, what did he say? What is he talking about? I don't understand. And that they're dry jokes that people don't get anymore. They're dry. That you call punchlines. They're just dry jokes. And so, and he's just as much. They came out with these introspective albums of them healing themselves and facing their inner child and becoming a better person. But they didn't actually face their inner child and heal and become a better person. Because if they were, that better person would have came over here and said, look, I'm better. Thank you for making me better. I want to be more better. Nah, bro. You're bullshit. And if you had done it before I got here, then I wouldn't have been trying to help you to be better. That goes back to that first card. It's like, the 8 of coins. You can't deny my authority. Not in this world and not over your life, bro. I came to change your life to make it better. And when it's said and done, no matter what your goofy ass feelings are, that's all I came to you for. However you acted is how you acted. I forgive you because I need to go on. But if you want to hold on to some old ass unhealed fucking feelings about Benzino or whoever you are that's mad about your mom or that person that ripped you off or that guy that took your girl or whoever stepped on your Nikes, bro, you're ungodly, bro. It's just so simplistic. According to all texts, all scripture, all fucking books, you're fucking ungodly with that kind of attitude. And that's why people don't want to do this, because they feel condemned. They have to look at themselves and make actual physical changes. You don't need me to come in and tell you need to chill out on the drinking. Your heart should have told you that, or somebody else, before I got to you. You should have had an inner conscience to tell you, first off, don't drink around her. The Pope's coming, don't drink around the Pope. In the essence, I'm not gonna, it's just having respect. You just would have respect not to get that comfortable around me. Why? Because you get that comfortable, I'm gonna see what's under there, and we're really gonna get comfortable. You know what I mean? But in the essence, it's just stuff like that. You know that was wrong. You shouldn't have gave that person, you shouldn't have cut that person off. You shouldn't act like that. You shouldn't be thinking like that about people. And that's where I'll catch myself. Why am I so mad at this person? They don't deserve from me. I don't need to sit here mad at somebody. Why am I so bothered with this person? Why am I giving them so much of my energy? It's not about the person having it. It's the fact that I don't have control of my energy and I'm giving it in thoughts and in emotions to something that's not important. It's not that you're not, but why should I give any of my energy to something that isn't for my highest good? If I give you my attention and my energy, understand one thing. God told me. Was the first reason. Second is because I care about you. When I stop caring about you, it's not God doesn't. It's just you got to figure it out. You got to figure it out on your own. Because I'm like the kindest person, dude. If I turn my back on you, then there's something seriously wrong with you, bro. Because I'm taught to be kind. I'm taught to be compassionate. I'm taught to be understanding. I'm taught to be forgiving. I have all of those things. But if the Holy Spirit tells me that those things are no longer useful and I need to walk away from you, then you're a whole shit-ass person, bro. There's no way to deny this. On God. He said that you were ungodly and to walk away. Or not really. He just said, for my highest good, I need to walk away from you. Because you're not on that good vibe. And you know who you are. And if you don't like it, then don't like it. Or do something about it. You don't like somebody to tell you you're an unkind person. You're not compassionate. You're not understanding. You're not forgiving. You're not loving. Oh, I want one.
It might be a little cold.
Save them for me. Here, put them over there and put them on in the microwave. I'll heat them up in 2 seconds. It's the truth, bro. And you don't want Christ as your Savior? You don't want Him to show you how to be these things? It's Him I look at when I'm crying, filled with anger and filled with hurt. How? How, Christ? How can I forgive them for what they've done? It's Him. I focus on Him and how He did it. They fucking hung Him for nothing, bro. They beat the shit out of Him. They fucking robbed His fucking, His pride and His honor for nothing. Because He was trying to help them. And He forgave you. He teaches us that, bro. Only by knowing what they did to Him can you forgive them for what they did to you. And then you need to forgive yourself and take accountability what you did to others, bro. You've hurt people pretty bad. Mine with my words. I have hurt people with my words for many years because I was hurt. There's no excuse, and they won't take that, but I know why I did it. I need to know why I did this. But I can't take it back. I can only ask for forgiveness, bro. And that's all that is atoning. That's just awareness. When I say I'm sorry, truly, it's like I'm fully aware that I made a huge mistake. I can't take back time, and I don't expect you to give me another chance. I just want you to know that I've done the healing to know that I was wrong. That's all that means. It doesn't mean I want to be your friend, dude. I just want you to know I was wrong. You were wrong, I was wrong. I don't care. I was wrong. And that's where I stand here. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? I can point fingers at how bad you treated me, but I can see where I was wrong and just leave it alone. You don't need to ask my forgiveness, but nobody ever has. You know you were wrong. Every time I'm wrong to my twins, bro, I gotta come back like a loser and say I'm sorry. I'm sorry I did that. I'm very unhealed. I'm still trying. And that's the thing, is like, I keep trying. You don't ever even start to try to fix yourself. You just want you just want the world to accept your shitty ass behaviors. This is the way I am. If you love me, you accept me. Not like this, Russ. I do love you, and that's why I won't accept this. If I stood there and I accepted this, Russ, then that means I don't love you and I don't care about your growth, and I just want you to stay just an unhealed version, an immature version, of a punk-ass version of yourself. The people that I'm seeing him, the people that Kobe gave his time and energy to, he loved. He poured his love into them, his life lessons. He poured into his teammates and anybody else. It took him a lifetime to learn this, and he's giving it to you. He's giving you his love. And no, he's not going to just sit there and let you be lazy. Not when he knows what it takes to be a winner, and he knows you want to be a winner. And that's with me, guys. I'm not going to sit there and let you be unhappy while you're sitting there lying to my face telling me that you are. I'm not, when I know you really want to be. Tune into your body and see if you can sense any lower vibrations. Do you feel any guilt, shame, or unforgiveness within you? Wherever you hold lower emotions within the body, or wherever you hold lower emotions within the body, connect to that area now and ask Uriel to bring his firefly of freedom. Do the process above whenever you need help to release trapped emotions with regards to a person or a situation, so it may be healed. Forgiveness does not excuse bad behaviors, but it will set you free from the torment. And that's it. I can't forgive them. So it just keeps playing on you. You're holding on to emotion. Hold on to a memory. You believe it's a choice, but in that choice, you're choosing to stay hurt. I'll never forgive you. It's a power. You think it is. It makes you powerless, though. Being forgiving is all powerful. How could you forgive them? Because people make mistakes. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to let them fuck me over again. But I forgive them for fucking doing it. If you haven't noticed, they fuck over everyone. I might be the only person that forgives them out of all the people they keep fucking over. Anyways, you do this to free yourself from torment so you can move forward with grace. In order to know that procedure, you're going to need to buy these because you'll need the guided meditation to sit with him and then a separate guided meditation to earn his powers. There's one on each page for each angel. The Way Shower. Really? These are really good ones to start with if you want to start somewhere. I'd recommend these, not these dark ones we're over here pulling. Fucking shit. And then we're almost done with these. I've had these for 2 years, and they're the highest level of tarot because they're Tree of Life tarot. So they have the regular tarot, plus the erotastic, plus all the symbols, plus this, and an invocation to who knows if my Latin is even that good. So yeah, that's what I teach you, and you can't touch this. You can't touch this. Realistically, no. I mean, do the work, and then we'll have something to talk about. But until then, you're just a fucking hater. You're just out there mad because you can't be like me. There's nothing stopping you but you. And if it's like, well, I don't have the training, well, then put your pride down and come get trained. I don't run a spiritual fucking, it's not like during certain seasons. We do this all the time. When you're ready to start, then sign up. And don't fucking give up. Just keep up. It's all you can do, as much as you can. You're like, no, I'm still dealing with the shadows from Monday. Okay, where are you at on that? How bad is that hurting? Have you gotten to the core of it yet? Are we at forgiveness? Nope. Okay, we'll still work on that. We'll keep working on that. And that's really what it is. I can't forgive my father. Okay, we got to work through that a little bit more. There's no sin that's unforgivable, bro. And that's what pisses people off, is that Jesus said that we could all be forgiven, and you want people to die and suffer for what they've done to you. You want them to fucking suffer, bro. You want them to get the electric chair. Hey, that guy, bro. I struggled with that a few weeks ago. I had a real hard time finding forgiveness for that guy that stabbed that woman on the on the train. I had a hard time with that one. That one was hard for me. I was struggling. And you're like, why him? I don't know. Something about it made me angry, so I had to find forgiveness. I had to find understanding. I had to find a way to get this feeling of hatred towards this man for what he did off of me. He didn't do it to me, but that's what it means, is to have those kind of feelings towards anybody outside of you. That one hurt. It was the same day, dude. It all happened the same day. There was a school shooting. The politician got shot, and that guy stabbed that girl. It was a bad day. It was a bad day. Really? Yeah. And that one, out of all of them, that one I struggled with, bro. He just reached in and just chopped her up, bro. And they decided they wanted to go for the death penalty. The price of death is death. When the rest of us have to stay here suffering, you think he gets the easy way out? Is that how this works? Make him live a long life filled with guilt and shame and regret like the rest of us. That's pain. That's true pain. That's the true pain. The pain of the mind. That's that shit the magic dark practitioners work with. Have you fucking hurting in your mind and in your feelings on some shit. Let him deal with that for the rest of his life. Replay that in his cell. That's real pain. To relive your experiences. To be stuck there reliving your mistake forever. And that's where it is. It's like, nah. Jesus said forgive him. Are you serious? I want him to die. I want to torture the shit out of this guy. And that's where we don't get to play judgment. Jesus decides. Did he do it of a fucking evil heart, or he did it out of a pattern? And that's where, if you go back to that video, I was trying to find understanding, and the understanding was the way he did it so stealth. He's been stabbing people like this forever. It's a typical subway move for him. Whether it was for self-preservation or he was doing it to rob people. You know what I mean? It stopped with her, and I bet a lot of other stabbings too. But that's where it is like, did he wake up just like this? Or these are programmed patterns that he just did it? He had no reason to stab her like that. We have to find forgiveness for all things outside of us. That's what it means to be Christ-like. To see him as a child of God, hurting that hurt another. How do we see that? Gotta go pretty deep in their psyche. And that's what makes me, you know what I mean? That's what I'm searching for, is understanding to your actions, your motives, your intentions, and your fucking words. Why the fuck are you guys doing this? What's the point in this? And you hear me all the time asking you, what are you doing this for? Why are you saying these things? Why are you doing such things? Again, explain it to me like I'm a small child, because it might be what everybody else is doing, like eating ass off of men. I don't understand why women are eating guys' buttholes. You can't fully make me understand how this was normalized. It's just a thing we do. Who does it? Oh, don't knock it till you try it. That's how every terrible fucking story starts. Try this. You'll like it. And now look at all of you. You like everything. You've tried everything and you like everything. Fucking Sodom and Gomorrah. Like, seriously. What happened to women on top? Now we got men, you know what I mean, with their like babies with their feet, their ass in the sky, or wiping their ass again. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, there was no part in anybody's brain that's like, maybe I don't want to do this. I guess. Whatever. I don't know how you took love to such a bestiality type form. I feel like any man that's doing that is looking for another man. And any woman that's doing that is definitely in her masculine energy. And either way, you're dealing with a man. That's not very ladylike. I don't care who this man is, that he's gonna make you do some shit like that. He's being very ladylike by some shit like that. You're gonna condemn me for my sexual acts? I'm gonna question the shit out of him, bro. I am gonna question the shit out of him. Because none of that is love. That's not how you show love, bitch. That's not love. That's nothing but sexual arousal. That means your dog could lick your butt. And you'd be good, you sick fuck. Realistically, yeah. You've built yourselves mechanical sex dolls, bro. That's not love. That's an unbelievable, uncontrollable pleasure that you can't control. And so that you have to please yourself. You can't control yourself, bro. And that's down to the deviancy. How did I end up getting raped my whole life? Uncontrolled urges? People with no sense of fucking God in them? People that didn't have a fucking conscience? That just gave in to a small child or to whoever? Just, I'm gonna do this to her. And that goes down to the lies, the cheating, and the stealing. Russ has no conscience about stealing from me, lying about it, and cheating the system. Not one bit does he feel any type of way for it. He has no fucking soul. He doesn't feel bad about any of the shit he does or says. He justifies it. And that goes back to the shit that happened with the Native American fucking honor that they tried to bestow about him, and he became a bitch. He didn't even apologize. He just justified it. He's never wrong. Nobody's ever wrong. That means you can't never get it right. And that was the first song you wrote about me, you piece of shit. You're never going to get this right, because you can never admit you were wrong to begin with. Well, this was nice and condemning. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed letting you have it. What the fuck? We went from the mind to, you know... Mind your business, I guess. That's it. I've given you like hours and hours of readings today, which is channeling information of my experiences to give to the big book of life. The big brain. I hope you use some of this to start your journey. And if not, I'm going to be finding a way to start your journey tomorrow. Every day. Right? Right. What are we doing? Ace of Pentacles. New beginnings. First we had new beginnings in love. Now we have new beginnings in business. And I told you, that's what I got. She gave me a reference to some fucking jobs. I just got to fill out the link. And then she said I got to do an orientation in Castle Rock. That's fucking far as fuck, bitch. My car don't work right now. I'm on a fucking donut tire. She's like, well, set it up and I'll take you because you know I get a bonus. Oh, well, for sure then. I'll do that shit tonight. I was like, what time? She's like, next week. Set it up for next week. Cool. That sounds good. I didn't do nothing. It all happened right there when her son JJ came to talk to me about his day at school. JJ likes me. JJ let me touch his little freaking, he caught little gardener snakes and he let me pick it up. It was the size of my hand. If it would have been any bigger, I wouldn't have touched it. But it was a baby. I'm telling you, these kids fucking love me. All the more reason to have more, I suppose. Anyways, I love you guys. Work on that, or start with the work, and just don't give up. And if you want to, hook up, then not in that way, of course. The High Priestess Phoenix, the number 6 at gmail.com. We could find, we could put together an action plan for you guys of how to work on your healing and where to start and kind of do some follow-up work. I don't charge. My gifts are free to anyone that wants to receive. I don't charge nobody. God, charge it to Jesus paid the price, bro. That's my favorite answer. Jesus paid the price. Don't worry about it. Hey, I love you. Laters. Bye-bye.